Hello, students. A very wonderful good morning to all of you. I hope you are fine at your home. Now, see here, before in the yesterday's PPTs, we have seen, in yesterday's topic, we have seen what is spinning, what is ginning, what is weaving, and then also knitting, okay, and handlooms also. So, we have seen that all things regarding to cotton or anything, okay, means fibers. Now, here, before today, we are going to proceed to our next fibers, that is jute fibers, means where we get the jute. Okay, generally we see before that we have seen natural fibers. In that natural fibers we have seen plant fibers. In that plant fibers we have seen only cotton, not jute. So now today we are going to see what is this jute and where does it come from. Now you might be confused that where this jute is come from, so don't confuse about it. Just whatever the jute that you get today is actually come from the jute plant, means stem of the jute plant. Whatever the jute plant you are finding here, see here that from that jute plant you get the jute fiber. And which part of the jute plant? From the stem of the jute plant. From the stem of the jute plant you get the jute fiber. Clear with this? Okay, now see, second point in that, cultivated during the rainy season. Now see, where we cultivate means when we cultivate this jute plant during rainy season. But in cotton we have seen we need the, which condition for cotton we need? Yeah, whatever the condition in that cotton we have seen, which conditions that required for the cotton, we need the warm condition. Okay, warm condition, and that all black soil, we can say that was the condition of cotton. But what about the jute? In jute we are finding that we required, means for the cultivation, it is cultivated during the rainy season, means when we have to cultivate that jute during the rainy season. Okay, now in India, if we talk about our country, that is India, jute is mainly grown in West Bengal. Okay, West Bengal, behind that there is a B for Bihar, and then Assam. Okay, so these are the three things, that West Bengal, then Bihar, and then Assam. Means India mainly or predominantly there are the three, we can say, places, that is West Bengal, Bihar, and Assam, that mainly jute is growing there. Okay, jute is grown there. So that's why these are the three main things that you have to keep in mind, from where we get the jute, from the stem of the jute plant, and from which places, that is in India mainly West Bengal, Bihar, and then Assam. Okay, so it is normally harvested when it is a flowering stage, means when it has a flowering stage, means when this plant will come in flower stage, this flower will fallen down. Okay, like that cotton balls, after the very mature stage, it will be fallen down. Similarly about jute plant, when it is completely grown, means when we started harvesting this one, when it is at the flowering stage, then only. Okay, so next point is that the stem of the harvested plants are immersed in the water for the few days. Means whatever the stems that we are cutting of these plants, means that stem, that part of the stem of that particular plant is means of the harvested plants are immersed in water for the few days. Means for few days we have to immerse that all stems of that harvested plants into the water. Okay, now see, the stems rot and fibers are separated by hand. Okay, means when that stems get rotten, means rot, after that fibers are separated by hand, means easily by hand we can separate then jute fibers from that particular jute plant. Okay, so this is nothing but the six process or six steps, that 1 2 3 4 5 6 that we find here during the cultivation or harvesting of this jute plant. So have you get clear with this one, guys? Okay, now see here, whatever that jute or bamboo fiber, you can call it as a bamboo fiber also, it looks like that. Okay, means having that color, we can call as a golden color, or you can call it as a quite brown color also. Okay, quite brown color. So here in that, this is the jute plants. This is what about jute plants. This whatever the plants that you are finding here is nothing but the jute plants. Okay, so where you get that jute plants? From the jute plant only. where you get the jute from jute plant. And how that jute yarn looks like then, means when you separate that jute yarn or jute fibers from that jute plant, it looks like that one. Okay, then you when the from that particular fibers, when you separate the yarn, it will look like this one. In your house you find that yarn, right? Yes. Okay, so see the next one. What is that gunny bag made of? Now one big question that you daily see that gunny bags at your home, and now the question arises here, what is that gunny bag made up of? Obviously that gunny bags are made up of jute only. Okay, these are made up from the jute fiber. Which fiber? Yes, it is made up from the jute fibers. Okay, so clear with this one also. Now these are the some jute products. This gunny bag you always found in your house, and then one. Okay, so this is what about the jute plant. Now here we have seen cotton plant and jute plant also. One more next important is that flax or linen fibers. Which fiber? Linen fiber. Okay, so in that, just see one thing, that flax is came from the field of flax. Field of flax means these are the flax plants. Okay, however the jute is obtained from the jute plant, similarly this flax is obtained from this field, means that plants whatever you find in field. So this is the flax field of the flax. From that you get that flax product. Now after that there is a processing of the flax, means in that way, by that machine you can generally process on that particular flax. Okay, now see here, this is the flax fibers. Okay, this is means this flax and jute are quite similar, but here what you find in that, so when you compare this flax fibers with the jute fibers, what a minor difference that you observe here is that jute fiber looks quite broad, and this flax fiber, whatever that flax fibers are there, these are the quite small that you observe here. See here, these are the flax products, means these are the quite rough than this jute fibers. Okay, means they are the broad also, both are broads, no problem about that, but here these are the quite rough. This flax for products, no, you are finding that flax product here, see the threads are open out and it looks quite rough. Okay, it looks quite rough when we feel it, but it has not happened about jute fibers, it is only happened about flax products. Okay, so have you clear with this, guys? This is what about the jute fibers. Okay, now today what we are going to discuss, the main thing, that is animal fibers. What we are going to discuss today, that is animal fibers. Before of that we have seen cotton and jute, which was the plant fibers. Now in this today's session we are going to see about animal fibers. Okay, so now animal fibers is very important, because whatever that pic I'm showing here, this one is there, this is nothing but the cocoon of the silkworm, we can call it as a silkworm product, and this one is the wool. Okay, means fleece of any sheep, goat or camel, like this is nothing but the wool, and this is nothing but your silk, we can say, after we will finalize it. Okay, so whatever that silk and wool is there, these are the animal products, and before of that we have seen the plant products like a cotton and jute. So don't confuse about these two one. Okay, so wool is look like that one. Okay, whatever I'm showing you in that pic. Okay, and next one is that here you're observing that all things. Okay, goat, sheep and that all. So wool fiber is obtained from the hair or fleece of some animal, whatever the animal you are finding here. So whatever the wool that we use in our winter season especially, so they are obtained from the fleece or the hair of that animals, that some animal like a sheep, goat or camel. Okay, now see here, and from that whatever the wool that we use today is specially used in the winter, because they are the winter wears. If we use that in winter, it will be cover the body part and keeps us warm. Okay, so see in that sweater, caps, scarves and socks, what that person wear. Okay, this is socks, and then hand gloves also, the sweater also, that warm, and this one cap also. So like as that we wear that one. Okay, in winter. So this is nothing but the pics that I'm showing here. This is what three pigs, camel, sheep and goat. Generally we find them. Okay, this is in the polar region, we can call. Why? Because in polar region they have the good fleece or more fleece, and here on their body parts to cover or protect themselves from the cold. Very cold is there in polar region, so that's why. And if we use the skin of such animal, we will also get protected our body from the cold in winter season. So that's why in winter especially we use the wool of that three animal. Okay, or skin of that three animals, or hair, fleece, whatever we can call it. Okay. So see here, whatever that up to that one is what the wool. Okay, means how we got the wool from that three animal, we can say camel, goat and sheep. Okay, polar goat and sheep, camel also. So here Kashmiri goat is there. Okay, now and these were the winter wears regarding to wool. Now what about the silk fiber? If we talk about silk fiber, what we get, this is nothing but one special symbol, a special a thing that you find in your home for your mother. You have the silk fiber, means silk sari. Okay, so this is nothing but one of the pick up I'm showing about silk fibers. Okay, now the question arises here, from what we made the silk. Okay, from which thing we got the silk fiber? So here is the best example. Silk fibers are the produced by silkworm. This silk fiber, whatever you are just using to wear, it is obtained from the silkworm. These are the silkworms. Okay, this is nothing but the types of one animal. Okay, it is in animal, that is insects we can call. So this is nothing but a silkworm. And where you get that silk fiber? From the cocoon of the silkworm. From where you get the silkworm? From the cocoon of the silkworm. So how you find them? Just see here in that. First of all, from which thing that silkworm come, or for which thing, or how they feed themselves. So here the silkworm feeds on mulberry leaves and secretes a fine threads of the silk. Here whatever in that pic I'm showing you, these are the leaves. Okay, these are the leaves, but which leaves are they? They are the mulberry leaves. Okay, and while eating them they secrete one fine threads of silk. Okay, whatever these silkworms are there, when they try to eat that mulberry leaves, they secrete one fine threads. Okay, that fine threads of what thing, what substance? Of silk only. So whatever that mulberry leaves, means when that silkworm will eat that mulberry leaves, it will secrete the fine threads of that particular silk. And then after what happened? Then people, what the people who is making that all silk cloths, what they does, or what they do, sorry, the cocoons are boiled and silk fibers are collected. Then after that they took the cocoon of the silkworm. Here the cocoons, cocoon means cocoon of the silkworm we can call, cocoon are boiled and silk fibers are collected. When we boil that cocoon, automatically what we got, the silk fibers are collected from that silkworm. Okay, cocoon of the silkworm. Now here what we are showing, what we get here. Okay, means after boiling them, here see, you are getting the fine threads, means the fine threads of the silks. Here see, the fine threads of the silk are wrapped around the worm of the worm in a cocoon. See, whatever the cocoon that they have boiled before, then after just boiling them, the fine threads of the silk are wrapped around the worm in the cocoon. So here from that, from here we can collect the threads of the cocoon. Okay, threads of that cocoon means the silkworm, only silk from that silkworm. Okay, so here in that way what we can say, the silkworm is obtained. Now here these are the some examples. These fibers are proceed to give the silk yarn. Now whatever the fibers, that silk fibers we got from the boiling of the cocoon. Okay, now that fibers are then proceed to give the silk yarn, like I am showing you in that pic. Okay, so this is nothing but the silk fabrics. This is nothing but the fine you find that fine design and this best saris here. Okay, beautiful saris that you are finding here is nothing but made up from the silk fabrics only. Okay, so this is nothing but the fabrics which is made up from the silk. Okay. So guys, before of that we already learned how that means how you find that cotton. No, in that cotton we have seen many processes like weaving, knitting, ginning, and everything. But today we are also going to see that all processes here in that case also. Means we are just reminding for your only revision. Okay, so there are when we are going to make the yarn to fabric, means already we have made the fabrics. Okay, and then from that fabrics we made the yarn, and now the question arises here, how that yarn converted into fabrics. So when we are going to convert that yarn into fabrics, there are some processes. Basically there are main two processes, okay, by which fabrics are made from the yarns. Okay, first very important thing is weaving. I already told you what is weaving. Weaving means it can be either done on looms. The looms are either hand operated or it is power operated. You can do it by your hand or you can do it by applying any machines or power. Okay, like in that I'm showing you in that pic. Just observe in that pic what I'm showing you here. Here one ladies or two persons are there who are using that means hand operated, we can say that. Okay, looms are either hand operated, they are operating that looms. So this is nothing but what about weaving. Now what about knitting? Generally your grandma or father, grandfather or mama, okay, especially use that two needles and then knit something from that, or that they form one sweater to you in winter season or muffler to you, whatever that you like. They started making like that. Okay, immediately when winter season, just find that they are on the near around the corners. So during that they started knitting like this, that I'm showing you in that first pic. Okay, observe it in clearly. So what is this? It is done by hand and also on the machine. So either you can do it by your hand, that I am showing you here, or it is here machine also. Means by the with the help of machines you can also do it. There is no problem about that. I means knitting can be done either on hand or either by hand, or you can also do it by using or with the help of machine also. So have you clear with this knitting and weaving? Okay, very good. Now see here, weaving means weaving, you can done this weaving on power looms also, or you can do it by hand looms also. Okay, so now weaving is the process of arranging two sets of yarns together to make the fabrics. Whatever I have already told you, means we arrange this two sets. Two sets means two sets of yarn. Means suppose this is first yarn, like as I am keeping here, and then another yarn is from that one. Okay, then if we arrange this structure like as that, it will become one cloth. Okay, if we are arranging that all yarns together with the very near of each other, like closer, then it will make one best cloth like this one. Okay, now here you are finding that this is one particular mat. Okay, this is look like a mat. So in that way you can made this thing, this type of cloths. So this is nothing but the weaving process. This is nothing but the weaving process where you can arrange the two sets of yarn. Two sets means that vertical and horizontal, like this two sets of yarn together to make the fabric. Now here one fabric is made. You can either call it as a mat, or if you given the shape to it of particular structure, then it will make the beautiful fabric also. You can call it as a cloth, wearing cloth. Okay, so have you clear with this one? Okay, now here another, we already learned the spinning also, spinning of a cotton yarn. We already learned that. Okay, in that previous slides we have discussed about this spinning. So still we will revise it once. Okay, because we are on the last step of our lesson. So finally we will revise this all things, all terms, all or processes that we have learned in our previous videos or previous sessions. So here the process of making yarn from the fibers is called as a spinning. We already learned that. What is spinning? Spinning means process of making yarn from the fibers. When we are going to convert these fibers into yarn, that process is known as a spinning. Okay, in this process what you do, fibers from the mass or cotton wool are drawn out and twisted. Are drawn out and twisted means already whatever the cotton balls you have there. Okay, you take out that and then we twist that all cotton balls. Okay, then we make the fibers from that. So this is called as a twisted, means this is one process in that. Then this brings the fibers together to form a yarn. When you make that all things, no, you are seeing in that picture, it is nothing but the hand spindle. Okay, a simple device used for spinning is a hand spindle, or you can call it as a takli. Okay, so this is nothing but the hand spindle. You can do the spinning process by hand spindle, or even you can use the tuckly. Okay, it is called, this hand spindle is nothing but the tuckly. Okay, you can call it as a charkha also, no problem. Okay, and there is another one next device, you can call it as a charkha. I already used or explain you the use of charkha. That use of charkha was popularized by Mahatma Gandhi as the part of independence movement, and he encouraged people to wear the clothes made up of homespun yarn, or term as a khadi. Okay, and shoon also, shoon important clothes made in the miles of Britain. So to popularize and promote the khadi, government of India constituted a body called as a khadi. Okay, and a village industries commissions in 1956. So whatever that all things that we have, this charkha played a major role during the freedom movement. Okay, you can call it a independence movement also. So for making their own clothes with the help of this charkha. So it means what, spinning was used, basically used to done by with the help of this charkha also. So now here fibers are gathered together and drawn into a long rope and then twisted to make the yarn. So spinning is also done by this different types of fibers are there. See here, color wise there is a fibers that is pink, this is red, this is white, and this is sunlight color, like this one navy blue. All these things are there. So one by one we will discuss that how we have applied the color to it. Okay, so one most important question is that we have made that all as a plain, means according to cotton, if we consider the cotton, then it has a white color only, but we wear the different types of color. Okay, different types of color but made up from the cotton. It means there is a red cotton in the field. Now the question arises here, that is there the red cotton in the field, is there the this yellow cotton in the field, or this pink, or we can say whatever the navy blue. No, these types of cottons are not grown in the field, only white cotton is grown in the field. But when we color, or when we apply the color to that particular cotton, then it will become the colorful. Okay, so we will discuss it also. Now see here, carding, it is in the process of wool, we can say. So carding means what, after the wool has been washed and dried, it is passed through the rollers, we can say. See here, when you find the wool, okay, it is the part of wool. So when you find the wool of, or we can say the fleece of animal. Okay, then when you take the skin or fleece of the animal, what happened about any sheep or goat, after the wool has been washed and dried, means when you find that wool and then when you wash that and dried, it passed through the ruler, means you have to pass that all wool into that ruler. Okay, particular ruler, that is nothing but the picture of ruler that you are seeing here. So that was that washing and drying was the process of carding and applying that all in the ruler. Now here what is grading, next one more process is grading. Here see, you are watching here, grading means what, process in which the fleece is separated from the damaged wool. Now sometimes there can be a damaged wool. Okay, whatever the wool that you are collected from the animal, like sheep, goat or camel, sometimes you find in that wool there are some damaged part. Sometimes that animal can be injured by something, so there will be some damaged part. So for that purpose, what you have to do, you have to separate the damaged wool from that good wool, we can say good part of the wool, we have to separate that damaged wool. So whatever the separation process is known as a grading, it is known as a grading. Okay, grading means what, it is the process in which the fleece is separated from the damaged wool. Understood guys? Clear, very good. Now I was told you na that we applied the different types of colors to the different cloths. Okay, means we wear the different color of the clothes in our daily life. Now how we can apply the different colors, we only know cotton is the white color, cotton is of the white color only. Okay, silk is of the only that one also white. But when we apply the different colors, it means we are dyeing them. Dyeing means what, applying color. Dyeing means applying color. So see how we can apply color. Whatever the simple fibers is there, okay, or yarn, plain yarn we can call. Okay, dyeing in the textiles is the process in which color is applied to fabrics, fiber or yarn. It means whatever that process is there of dyeing, we can call dyeing. Means what? In textiles is the process in which color is applied to whatever the fabrics, fiber or yarn, we can say, that we are finding. Okay, so all that things, to all that things that is either fiber, either yarn or either fabrics, we apply one specific color whatever we want to that particular fabrics. Then from that it will becomes the colorful fabric. Okay, it will not only become the plain white fabrics only, but when we are dyeing them, it means we are applying the different colors to them. So when we apply different colors to them, it will becomes the colorful fabrics. Okay, that we use the colorful cloths today. So guys, this was all about the last slide of our third lesson, that is fiber to fabrics. Okay, so I hope that you got how that dyeing is there, how was the processes that we have learned in our fiber to fabrics and all these things. I hope that you might have remembered that all things. Now today I will send you one PDF, means worksheet, okay, to solve you regarding to this third lesson. You have to solve that all, you have to write down this all videos and processes in your notebook as a classwork, and how to do that PDF whatever I will send you today, that you have to solve in your notebook also, that PDF, and by searching that all question answer from your book, textbook of the science, and then send me after completion. Okay, so understood this one? And just prepare this all concept very good without missing a single students. I want your result good. Okay, so this is what about the fiber and fabrics. Now almost we have finished that lesson. Now in the next session we will start the next, that is separation of the substances. That topic, that lesson we will start one, that is separation of the substances. So just read that lesson before, so that I will teach you, and whatever I will teach you will understand that one. Okay, so have a good day and thank you.